There is a special kind of love that exists between a human being and an animal. It is a love that does not require words. It is a love that is pure. It is a love that is honest. It is a love that teaches us what loyalty really means. This is the story of Muhammad Ali and a dog that came into Ali's life when Ali needed him most, a dog that stayed by Ali's side through his greatest struggles, a dog that loved Ali not for what he had accomplished, but for who he was. It happened in the 1980s. Muhammad Ali was walking through the streets of Philadelphia. He was no longer in his prime as a boxer. He was retired from professional boxing. He was dealing with the weight of his years. His hands were beginning to show the effects of a lifetime of boxing. His body was beginning to slow down. As he walked, he heard a sound of suffering, a sound of pain. He followed the sound and found a dog. The dog was on the street, injured and alone. The dog had been hit by a car. The dog's back leg was badly injured. The dog was bleeding. The dog was suffering. Most people would have walked past. Most people would have called animal control. Most people would have gone about their day, disturbed by what they saw, but unwilling to do anything about it. But Muhammad Ali was not most people. Ali stopped. Ali knelt down next to the dog. Ali looked at the dog's face, and in that moment, something passed between them. The dog looked at Ali with eyes that said, "Please help me. Please do not let me die alone." Ali picked up the dog. Despite his own physical limitations, despite the pain he was already carrying, Ali lifted the dog and carried him to a veterinarian hospital. The veterinarian examined the dog. The injuries were severe. The veterinarian said that the dog would need surgery. The veterinarian said that the recovery would be long and difficult. The veterinarian said that the dog might not survive. But Muhammad Ali said, "Do everything you can. Save this dog. I will pay for everything." The surgery was performed. The dog survived. The dog began the long process of recovery. And Muhammad Ali began the long process of nursing the dog back to health. He named the dog Champion, not because the dog had won any fights, not because the dog had accomplished anything extraordinary, but because in Ali's eyes, this dog had the heart of a champion. This dog had the will to live. This dog had survived when it could have died. For weeks, Muhammad Ali came to the veterinary hospital every single day. He was a regular fixture there. Staff members at the hospital began to know him. They began to understand his commitment to this dog. They began to see that Ali viewed this dog not as a charity case, but as a being worthy of his time, his money, his devotion. Ali sat with Champion for hours at a time. He talked to Champion throughout those long days of recovery. He told Champion stories about his own life. He told Champion about his boxing career, about his fights, about his victories and defeats. He told Champion about suffering. He told Champion that coming back from suffering. He told Champion that he understood what it meant to endure pain. He told Champion that he understood what it meant to have to fight to survive.
Champion listened to Ali's voice. The sound of Ali's voice became healing for the dog. The presence of Ali became everything Champion needed. And slowly, day by day, week by week, Champion began to heal. The wound began to close. The infection began to clear. The dog's strength began to return. The light began to return to the dog's eyes. When Champion was finally well enough to leave the veterinary hospital, Muhammad Ali brought the dog home. He brought Champion to his house, and Champion became part of Ali's life. Champion became family. Champion was not a purebred dog. Champion was not a fancy dog. Champion was a mixed breed. Champion was a street dog. But to Muhammad Ali, Champion was perfect. They became inseparable. They went everywhere together. When Ali went for walks, Champion went with him. When Ali sat in his chair, Champion sat beside him. When Ali slept, Champion slept at the foot of his bed. They were companions. They were brothers. They were family. Years passed. Muhammad Ali continued to age. The effects of boxing began to show more clearly. His hands trembled slightly. His movements became slower. His voice became quieter. The Parkinson's disease that would eventually be diagnosed had begun its slow work. But Champion was always there. Champion did not care that Ali was aging. Champion did not care that Ali was slowing down. Champion loved Ali exactly as he was. And Ali loved Champion with a love that went beyond words. There is a photograph from this time period. It shows Muhammad Ali sitting in a chair. He is older now, his face weathered by time and experience. His expression shows peace and contentment. At his feet, looking up at him with absolute and complete devotion, is Champion. The dog's eyes are locked on Ali. The dog's expression shows total love and loyalty. The dog is clearly devoted entirely to this man. That photograph tells a story that words cannot fully capture. It is a portrait of mutual salvation. It is a portrait of two beings who had found in each other exactly what they both needed most. The photograph became one of the most powerful images of Ali's later years. It showed not the champion boxer. It showed a man and his beloved companion. It showed what love looks like when all pretense is stripped away. It showed the purest form of companionship that can exist between two creatures. When Ali was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, Champion seemed to understand. The dog became even more protective. The dog would not leave Ali's side. The dog would sleep near Ali. The dog would watch Ali carefully, as if monitoring him, as if making sure he was okay. As Ali's condition worsened, as the Parkinsons began to take more and more from him, Champion became Ali's anchor. Champion gave Ali a reason to keep going. Champion gave Ali a reason to get out of bed. Champion gave Ali a reason to continue living. The love between them was so obvious to everyone around them. Family members would watch Ali and Champion together and see something that transcended the typical human-animal relationship. They saw love in its purest form. They saw loyalty that asked for nothing in return. They saw a connection that went deeper than words, deeper than understanding, deeper than anything that could be explained. Ali would stroke Champion's head and tell him, "You are my best friend. You are my truest companion. You have never disappointed me. You have never left me. You have never judged me." And Champion would look up at Ali with eyes that said, "You saved my life. You gave me a home. You gave me love. I will be with you until the end." As Ali aged, as his body began to fail him, Champion remained constant. Champion remained loyal. Champion remained at his side.
He gave interviews about social justice. He donated money to causes he believed in. He became not just a champion boxer, but a man who was fighting for something that mattered. And every time he made a decision about his platform, every time he had to choose between money and principle, every time he had to decide who he really was, he thought about what Muhammad Ali had taught him. In 2016, Muhammad Ali died. The world mourned. Millions of people grieved the loss of the man who had changed the way we think about strength and what it really means to be powerful. Marcus was in the middle of a championship fight tour when he heard the news. He was in Las Vegas, preparing for a title defense fight. When the news came, it felt like the world had stopped. It felt like something sacred had been taken from the earth. He finished the fight and he won, but his heart was shattered. The victory meant nothing compared to the loss. After the fight, Marcus held a press conference. He was emotional. His eyes were red from crying. And he talked about Muhammad Ali in a way that shocked everyone listening. He talked about the man who had taken time to mentor a young boxer from Atlanta. He talked about the 5-hour conversation in Louisville that had changed his life. He talked about how Ali had taught him that boxing was not the point. Standing for something was the point. He talked about how Ali had shown him that a man's real power comes not from his fists, but from his principles. He told the reporters, his voice shaking, "Muhammad Ali was my father figure. My own father loved me deeply. My father provided for me. My father taught me work ethic and discipline. But my father did not know how to teach me how to be the kind of man I wanted to become. My father did not know how to show me that power means nothing without purpose. Ali showed me all of that. Ali spent hours teaching me. Ali believed in me when I did not believe in myself. Ali saw something in me that I did not see in myself yet." The room fell silent. Reporters were crying. The weight of what Marcus had just said hung in the air. Here was one of the greatest young boxers in the world, publicly acknowledging that Muhammad Ali had been his father figure, that Ali had been more important to him than any championship belt. The interview went viral. Millions of people watched it around the world. And for the first time, many people learned that Muhammad Ali had been quietly mentoring young boxers, that Ali had been giving his time, his wisdom, his love to young men who asked for help, that Ali had been building a legacy that had nothing to do with championship belts or records or statistics. The video of Marcus's press conference was watched millions of times. Young people watched it and understood something about what really matters in life. Older people watched it and remembered what they had forgotten about the importance of mentorship. Boxers watched it and started asking themselves, "What am I fighting for? Who am I becoming?" In the years after Ali's death, Marcus became one of the most respected and influential voices in boxing. Not because he won every fight, although he did win many important fights. Not because he set records, although he did set some, but because he had something to say. He had a purpose, he had principles, and he stood for something that mattered.
He became an advocate for change. He became a teacher. He became someone who was fighting for something bigger than himself. And every time he did, every time he spoke truth or helped someone or used his platform for good, he thought about what Ali had said to him in that room. The story of Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson reminds us of something that we often forget in a world that celebrates physical power and material success. It reminds us that the greatest power we have is not physical. The greatest power we have is the power to speak truth. The greatest power we have is the power to see someone truly and help them understand themselves. Tyson was the baddest man on the planet, but he was broken. And Ali, who was old and sick and physically weakened, was the one who had the power to heal him, not with physical strength, but with wisdom and compassion and understanding. Because sometimes the strongest person in the room is not the one with the most power. Sometimes the strongest person in the room is not the one who can destroy everyone else. The strongest person is the one who has something to fight for that is bigger than themselves. The strongest person is the one who has purpose. The strongest person is the one who can speak truth even when it is difficult. Ali understood this, and he gave this understanding as a gift to Mike Tyson. In the years that followed, Tyson would speak about this conversation whenever he had the opportunity. He would tell people how Ali's words had saved him. He would say that Ali had shown him a way forward. He would say that Ali had given him permission to be more than just a fighter, permission to be a human being, permission to be a person fighting for something that mattered. The conversation between Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson became legendary among those who knew about it. It became the story that people told when they wanted to understand what real strength looked like. It became a reminder that sometimes the most powerful moment in someone's life is not a victory. Sometimes the most powerful moment is when someone tells you the truth about yourself with such clarity and such compassion that you cannot help but see it. Mike Tyson saw it, and he cried for 10 minutes, and it changed his life forever. If this story of truth, wisdom, and redemption moved you, please subscribe and hit that thumbs up button. Share this video with someone who needs to remember what real strength looks like. Share this with someone who needs to hear that they still have time to fight for something bigger than themselves. Have you ever had someone speak a truth to you that broke you open? Have you ever been that person for someone else? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to ring that notification bell for more stories about Muhammad Ali and the wisdom he shared with the world.